Please welcome back to the program, Gene Simmons. Good day, sir. How are you? After you? What's happening, man? How are you?
Unbelievable. Everything's really great.
Really?
When was the last time we talked?
A year and a half ago, maybe, roughly? I don't remember.
And what did we talk about?
Music. You were looking for a Canadian band.
That's right.
And you found one.
That's right. If you guys, I don't know if you're going to do a segue on this thing, but when I first came on George's show, and he was kind enough to have me on, we were talking about an idea that on the surface of it perhaps was suspicious to native-born Canadians. You know, you may have heard this kind of, every time there's a new Canadian act, everybody thinks they're going to be a worldwide sensation. Usually it doesn't happen. And that's because it's not done the right way. Not because there isn't Joni Mitchell and Leonard Cohen and some of the most important musical, poignant, poetic, important acts that have come out of Canada. It's how you do stuff. And so The Envy is our first act on Simmons Universal, and we're going to take this band to the world. The next superstars of the world are going to come from right here in Canada. I want to work for you. I just want to let the immigrants come to Canada and take you to greater heights. I'm an outsider. I just want to take your stuff and bring it to the world.
This country is great because the immigrants came, so it's something we're familiar with.
That's what the story is all about.
When you see The Envy on stage, do you see yourself at that age?
No. I'm an only child. I've always been delusional. No.
As a means of escape?
No, as a sense of a sense of myself has been way over the top. The only things I've ever thought of myself as is like King Kong, getting the naked girl in my hand and being on top of the Empire State Building.
You know, it ends badly for King Kong, though, right?
I didn't direct that movie.
Okay. I mean, obviously, and I have friends who went to see the show when it was in Toronto, and they're Kiss fans, and they loved the show. But I wondered, on a human level for you, and I know you love doing it, but did you ever have your Danny Glover in Lethal Weapon moment when you're tying the laces on those 18-inch boots and you're just saying, man, I'm too old for this shit? Have you ever had like that moment?
Your aches and pains actually do kick in. I'm 61, baby. Take a look at this. But I'll tell you that any champion worth his salt, whether you're in sports or politics or anything else, if you've got it inside of you, you're going to want to get up on that stage and show all the little boys how the big boys do it. Doesn't matter if you're 20 or 60 or 70. Go talk to Mick Jagger. They're about to announce their 50th anniversary tour, baby. So this whole rock and roll thing doesn't really have any rules because it's such a young genre, musical entity. So we're writing our own rules. So for all you 20-year-olds who think it's about 20-year-olds, how come the biggest acts in the world are 50 to 70?
Mm-hmm, absolutely. For a lot of people, they know Gene because of the music, and then there's a whole group of people who didn't really listen to Kiss, but they know the show, which follows his family around, and many would say, you know, his better half, Shannon Tweed. Please welcome Shannon to the show.
Your better half. I'm going to go around this way.
Nice to see you, man.
Hi. How are you?
Very well. How are you?
I know who to kiss first. I'm just saying.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, very well. A nice surprise to have you here.
What are you guys doing over here? What are you
Just
talking about?
mostly about you.
Oh, yeah?
Stuff.
Yeah.
In the commercial break, we actually were.
Oh, yeah?
I'm sure we were.
What'd I do?
Well, you put up with them. I think that's really the key thing, isn't it?
That's true.
See? I need a raise. Seriously?
There was this really, it felt like an honest moment. You can tell me if it was or not, but when I walked in the makeup room and I saw you there and the cameras for your TV show were there, and you had said something like 6 seasons, and you looked at me like, 6 seasons, Jesus.
I didn't say that.
That's not what she said.
Yeah, it was different.
I said, kill me.
Yeah, that's right. Did
kind of like that.
You didn't mean kill me, but what's it like to have?
I meant it, George. It's interesting. I didn't want to do a reality show at first or ever, and but.
Did you have to convince her, or is that how it worked?
There's no convincing Shannon Tweed. What are you, on crack?
You know, he did the puppy dog eyes, and then I had, all right, and so I did it.
What a huge commitment, though, to let cameras into your life, and it's not just you two; it's your kids in formative years.
I know, but then I got into the, into the groove and thought, well, if we're gonna show stuff. Let's show sometimes meaningful stuff or funny stuff or real stuff. You know, don't sugarcoat if you're going to show the real Jean. Let's show the pajamas, or you know, because if you just in case you thought, just in case you thought the rocker slept naked.
Are you looking forward to a quieter time when perhaps, I mean, obviously this is hugely successful and it must be a great experience, but is there a moment where you're looking forward to not having them around and this is going back to being the married couple?
I beg your pardon?
I know you're not married, but I call it married.
I
He says you're happily unmarried, but you guys, he acts like he's your husband, so.
I'm married. I don't know. He's not. I'm looking forward to the cameras not being there. Yeah, I am. But while they're there, let's have some fun. That's my motto.
I know it's kind of odd in this context, and the three of us sitting here, but there's much is made about the fact that Jean kind of creates this, sends a message of what your relationship's like and what he's like, and you know, he always says, you know, Shannon's.
You're going to blow it for me too.
Well,
right?
listen, no, but we're just talking. But this conversation that sort of exists about you, but you have a real relationship, you're a real person.
I do.
How do you feel about that when you hear your relationship defined?
Makes me angry.
Does it?
Mm-hmm. We don't have an open relationship.
Oh, you're killing me.
I don't want anybody to think there's an open relationship. Unless anybody comes forward to say that they just had a relationship with him.
Oh, you're
You need to
killing
be
me.
quiet.
Why don't I just kill my
So,
career right now?
That's the last time.
Oh my God. When I woke up this morning, I had 2 hot nurses that were attending me.
And I don't care if he says that and like
don't
that
listen.
stuff, and the girls for show on the side. But once it comes down to people just thinking it's real, it bothers me a lot. Or once you start the touchy-feely stuff.
Well, what an interesting reality you must have then,
What a
because
nice day. What
Very interesting,
yeah.
George.
Yes, it certainly is. I'm appreciative of this opportunity. I'm learning more about you.
I'm
this
certainly
way.
glad I did your show today.
Okay, well then let me ask you, when you talk
I'm happy you invited me.
do you have those over the course of your relationship? 27 years? How long have you been?
27.
27 years. That high five. Nicely done. Nicely done. Did you have to learn to be okay with this? Did you have to learn to
With
manage?
what? Any guy that comes.
There's a lot to be okay with, and you do have to learn it. I mean, you have to have a certain amount of security and a certain amount of trust, and then you can be secure with a certain amount of stuff.
Don't let this kind of politically correct speech get to you. Look, Shannon Tweed snoops, and she urges all moms to snoop. Look into your daughter's diaries, listen in on her phone conversations, and read her Twitters.
It's my job.
Don't kid. Trust this far. Verify.
But does it extend beyond the kids? I mean, what kind of trust do you have with
Snoop
each other?
everywhere.
Everywhere.
Snoop everywhere,
She
everything.
basically doesn't
Look at everything.
care all that much about me because I'm the one that usually calls on the phone and want to chat. Mostly it winds up being, so help me God, I'm going to be Shannon Tweed for a second. Look, I can't talk to you right now. I've got to go dry my nails or whatever the hell is going on. That's more important than me talking. Shannon, what are you doing? Not much. Well, gotta go. Bye. Boom.
Is that a fair representation?
I don't talk on the phone. I'm not a chit chatter.
No.
But if I don't get the phone call, I don't like it. I want the phone call. Just want to talk a long time.
But don't talk a long time. You know, it's like going to Love Story Part 10. This is a movie guys would otherwise shoot themselves in the head with, but you have to sit there with your girl to make sure that she knows you care about this fakakta movie. Now, she wants the male of the species to cry, but not at the wrong time. He's got to find the right time to cry, and not too much, not too little. For God's sakes.
When does he cry then?
He cries over things like the kids. The last time he cried, Sophie gave him a mug with a poem on it.
The poem she had written, or oh boy. Do you remember the poem? What did it say?
He'll cry right now.
It's about Dad. Don't get me.
No, I'm curious. No, tell me. What was the poem?
No.
What did it say?
You know, lessons you've taught me and I've learned, and see it started. I'm doing my Catherine Hepburn thing.
She loves her daddy, and she wrote a big long poem for him.
The real test is when your kids turn 21 and 18, as ours are, do they still want to hang out with you? That's the test. They call us all the time. What are you doing?
Dad, want to go for sushi? He hates sushi.
You see, a long time ago, man invented fire. He did a strange thing.
Well, we discovered
the food in the... Yes.
Yes.
And then they put the food in the fire. And it's better that way. So, but I tell you what, I'm going to be the keynote speaker at their college. They're both at the same college. And I had to ask him if that's okay, because the college wanted me to give him $1 million to build a Gene Simmons School of Media.
I think you should.
They just wanted the money.
Man, $1 million, that's just like another edition of a lunchbox for you, and you got it back, right?
Thank you.
See?
And then
Well, I don't get paid as much as you do, George.
Yeah, no, do this. I'm pretty sure you do. Where's the moment of tenderness between? I remember once I would watch Ozzy and Sharon Osbourne on the road for a while, and it was a business relationship. There was a lot of madness that was going on, a lot of people. But there was this one moment when they got off the plane. There were no cameras around, and there was this moment where Ozzy was walking down the tarmac, and Sharon walked up to him. They clasped hands in that way that you do. She put his head on his shoulder, and they walked alone. And I remember looking at them thinking, there's their moment of tenderness. Like, it was this really beautiful. Do you guys still, when do you get your moment of tenderness?
This morning.
Every day.
Yeah. What about the nurses? What about the nurses? I thought you had 2 nurses.
See?
Oh, yeah. They picked up the room service, and after they left, that's when you...
We have about 4 tenderness moments a week, would you say?
I think you define tenderness differently than I do. I think it's very different.
I define moments differently, too.
I bet you do. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming,
Thank you.
Shannon. Really appreciate
Thanks.
that. Good to see you, Gene. Shannon Tweed, Gene Simmons, everybody. Drama.com is the website. Thanks for watching the program. We'll see you next time.